Hey everyone, it's Justin from Destination Kia, and I'm very pleased to have some exclusive time with the all-new Kia EV6. Kia has given us permission to use this vehicle for a short time, and we don't have much time to spend with it. So in light of that, let's dive right in and see what it's all about in anticipation of its arrival in stores first quarter 2022. Let's start right here with the front face of the vehicle, where we can see that many of the Kia design elements that we've been using for years have been slightly modified to convey a more modern type of appeal. First of all, we've got our new Kia logo with the ascending lines talking about the ascension that the brand is providing for both the vehicle and the customer experience. And you'll notice that since this is a fully electric vehicle, we no longer need a grille that allows air to pass through. So what was formerly known as our Tiger Nose grille has now been monikered our digital tiger face. It's still got a little bit of attitude. Really like the way the lights wrap around the face, turn signals come here into the edge of the fender. You'll also notice from the front view that the paint color is stunning. I'm honestly not exactly certain what they're calling this, but it's got a satin finish to it. And the impression I've taken most from it is I'm putting my fingers all over this and it still looks good. Not a lot of fingerprints. Let's take a moment to open the hood and see what we find underneath. Here under the hood of the EV6, at first glance, it looks like we've got a traditional gasoline engine. But the reality is, this is not an engine cover. In fact, it's a storage compartment. Illuminated from the inside, so if it's nighttime, you can see what it is you've stored here, but it's a handy little place to keep some things out of the way. This is also where you'll find your traditional 12-volt battery, as well as places to top off things like, let's see, what do we got here? Windshield washer fluid and any fluids that the vehicle uses to lubricate systems. Now, as I stand here and show you the profile of the vehicle, there's some real cool elements that I want to point out. Now, because I've got the key in my hand, but I've been standing next to it, you don't get to see the way the vehicle welcomes you as you approach. But if I had just walked up, what you'd see is something like this. I'm going to unlock it to simulate it. The mirrors fold out and the door handles protrude so you can grab them and get in more easily. The reverse happens when you lock the car, so the mirrors fold in, the door handles fold in, and you know you've remembered to lock it as you walk away. Now, I want to just draw some attention to this particular style line. You see it's kind of like a gloss black. I really like the way they've lifted it up, and as you look, you can see they've carried it through the taillight assembly, and it just gives such real cool motion to the vehicle, even as it sits there totally stagnant. I think it's great looking. Now here we find ourselves at the rear hatch of the vehicle. You'll notice that the taillight assembly wraps fully around the trunk area of the vehicle, which I like the style of. You'll also find, of course, our new Kia emblem back here, our GT line badging, and the EV6 moniker right there on the tailgate. Now this is a power tailgate that can either be actuated from the key fob, or there's a little button right here about midway where you give a gentle press, gives you some beeps to let you know it's opening, and open it does. Now in here, we've got great space, a little bit of hidden storage underneath, and in addition to that, you've got the ability to fold this second row of seats from the rear if you have large items to load in. All you got to do, pull on these tabs here on the side, and the seats will fold right down for you. So again, large items go in with no problem. Pretty cool. You can see that the charge port is located here at the rear of the vehicle. The Kia EV6 has been designed to accommodate level 1 or level 2 at-home charging, in addition to DC fast charging at either 4 or 800 volt increments. One of the wonderful things about this vehicle is that if you have access to a DC fast charger, you can charge from 0 to 80% battery capacity in 18 minutes. And a full charge gets you an expected range of just over 300 miles. Not only that, but again, with access to those DC fast chargers, if you have just 5 minutes at your disposal, you can top off up to 60 miles of range. It's really impressive. In addition, you've got a port here that will put power out. So since you're essentially driving a big old battery on wheels, you can use this vehicle to charge other devices. Perhaps you're out on a camping trip, you find yourself without power at home. You can actually use the vehicle to power various appliances, and with a little converter, you're just plugging right into a regular standard household outlet. It's very cool.
Let's take a moment to hop inside the all-new EV6 and see what we discover on the inside. All right, so here we are inside the all-new Kia EV6. Let's actually start it up and see what the process looks like on the dashboard. I step on the brake, I press the start button right here, and you can see that the vehicle fully starts up. Really neat. I don't hear anything at all other than the climate control starting to blow a nice cool breeze on me, but that's one of the elements of an electric vehicle that a lot of people are unfamiliar with or haven't yet experienced. The silence of both the ride and generally just being inside of the vehicle is something that is very different than we're used to with gasoline-powered engines. It's a quiet, comfortable place to be. We've got our circular shift knob here. 3-position shifter. We've got neutral, drive, and reverse, and park is accessed with a button. In addition to that, you've got your parking sensors located right there, your auto hold, so in busy city traffic, you don't have to hold your foot on the brake, and you've got your surround view camera monitors there as well, so you've got an overhead view of what's going on as you try to park in a difficult spot. A lot of really smart technology here. One of the design elements that I'm really getting a kick out of is the way this strip of interface buttons is designed to be changeable. Where right now I've got access to map, nav, and radio controls. If I press the image of a fan, this becomes all of my climate controls. And after I've made my adjustments, after a moment, it jumps back to the radio controls. Now, as we experience the interior, we discover that the fit and finish is wonderful and everything is put together with some really, really nice materials. In fact, we've got a leather and suede here in the vehicle, which, interestingly enough, is sourced totally from recycled plastic bottles. I believe it's 107 plastic bottles make up the interior of every leather-trimmed Kia EV6. On top of that, you're going to find that what was formerly known as UVO, our connected car service, in this vehicle will be introduced as Kia Connect for the first time. But its functionality is still the same. You'll be able to locate charge locations, schedule charging, and set up service appointments, as well as start your vehicle from your telephone and lock and unlock the doors. Lastly, one of the really interesting things I'd like to mention, because this is an EV, Kia has made the decision to incorporate heated and cooled seats into all of the electric vehicles we produce. The reason being is, of course, as you need to heat and cool the cabin, you use a lot of energy, which can potentially deplete the range of the vehicle. Well, we've discovered that it's easier to heat or cool the passenger than it is to heat or cool the air around them. So one little creature comfort, which is also nice to save on economics for the charge level, is the fact that your Kia EV will come with heated and cooled seats, regardless of which trim level ultimately you choose. A lot of really exciting stuff in this car.
Well, folks, there you have it. Unfortunately, that's all the time we've got to spend today with the EV6. But we've only scratched the surface of some of the features and the efficiency that it'll provide for you. If you have any interest in this vehicle, we encourage you to get down to Destination Kia at 760 Central Avenue in Albany, so we can help to furnish you with more information and let you know when these start arriving in the stores so you can experience them in person. We look forward to seeing you. Destination Kia.